So here we are in Hellblade 2, of course, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you have the original settings versus what I've done. So here we have the settings that I put in. You can see all the color in the world, but this is what game mode's going to look like out of the box. A massive difference. You can notice everything is really cool, all flat, one color. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense versus when you put in my settings. You get a lot of the ambient glow back. It's a nighttime scene where, again, she's in this foggy forest type deal. Again, a lot of the original look just kind of gets taken away. And you can even go to different presets like FPS, really cool, you know, RTS, RPG. All of it will be just really cool. And that's kind of what they do. And original, I think, would be the closest to a reference accurate calibration. So, you know, if you wanted that, right? But looking at it, objectively, you can just see how ugly it is, even comparatively to something like this, where this is where when I want the most vibrant color, something that pops a little bit more versus something like that where it's dead. This is a day and night difference between your gaming experience, and I can't even kid you, like, there is no comparison. And this is where I also tell you guys, like, it's gonna really be very hard to watch other YouTubers and get an idea of what good picture quality looks like, because they all do this. They all like go, oh my gosh, guys, look at how amazing and how fluid game mode is. It's so wonderful. All the while they're in default settings instead of actually taking it to something worth your damn time and being like, holy shit, look at the color red, look at everything, like it just illuminates near flawlessly. It's wonderful. This is such a great experience. Like actually doing something to give you a great experience before bragging about said great experience. Let's say right now I'm one of those people that says, you know what, I like, you know, what my picture looks like out of the box. I mean, most people probably put it in, you know, their default mode, FPS, right? And look at the color and go, wow, it's really vibrant. Because right now, yeah, the red, very vibrant, it's very popping. But again, remember what I was saying a minute ago, it's hazy and it doesn't really make any real sense. It's just there to be there, right? But if you go to a picture preset that makes sense, again, you'll notice everything tightens up. The contrast gets better, where you just, out of the box, it's just a flat picture with no real depth and dimension. I mean, look at how three-dimensional and how immersive it got. I mean, like, it's a day and night difference in the picture quality. And, you know, some people will try to heckle and, you know, say what they're going to say. We're not here to change minds. But if you're seeing the difference even a little bit on camera, imagine how you've been playing your games this entire time. Now, if you have a television that I've worked on and I've made settings for, I highly recommend you subscribe to the membership for $4.99. Change your picture from this to this and see what I'm seeing. Because I'm telling you, right? Like, Need for Speed, Unbound. I'm doing this in real time. Look, by the way, loading screens, everything. It changes everything for you. Like when you have quality settings. I mean, look at this. Look at the gas station scene right now. Look. Dead, ugly, pukey, or overly blue. Everything's blown the hell out versus something that's tightened up. You can see it's a nighttime scene now. And again, the color quality, you can choose between highlights and brightness and more vibrancy, or accuracy and more contrast. And that's kind of how I have my two profiles set up between standard and custom one. And again, nobody that I've ever seen on YouTube knows how to do this. I'm literally the only one doing this. Everybody will just cop out and say, oh, whatever, it's not reference accurate anyway. And then they'll just tell you, you know what, just default to something that looks like this, like something that is a reference accurate look that's flat as fuck, ugly as shit, colors look all ugly and sour as like all hell. And you're like, man, this is it? This is what I paid for? And then I show up and then I'm like, nah, this is what you paid for. Trust me when I tell you that membership will pay itself off. Like, check this out. We're gonna go and get ourselves into a police chase because why the fuck not? Let's just crash this fucker. And bam, immediately in a chase. Look at those lights. Look at how beautiful they look. And now we're just running, right? And you can feel the moment, like, way more with the right settings in game mode. And it's like literally this TV that a lot of people say, oh, I don't really like the Samsung, they're oversaturated, or oh, I don't really like the Samsung, the G4 is better. I mean, people are just full of shit at this point to try to still sit here and pretend like a WOLED is going to beat a quantum dot OLED. It's not fucking happening. And I get so annoyed with people that like are so full of shit that they are just gonna sit there and lie about what they're seeing because they want to sell some shit to you. Because let's be real, if LG came out and they were like, we have a nano cell OLED and nanocells their quantum dot technology, right? I guarantee you everybody that's championing right now the LG G4 would start telling you all the flaws that it has comparatively and how you need quantum dots and how amazing quantum dots are if LG finally made a QD OLED. But because they don't fucking have one, they're sour about it and they're just sitting there in their feelings like, oh, well, you know what? Samsung's inaccurate. Dude, the quantum dot's too saturated. It's like, shut the fuck up. You sound so stupid. Like, you literally sound so dumb right now. Literally denying scientific figures that show you wider expressions of color, which again, that's always the goal of every single TV manufacturer, which is why HDR exists. It's widening the color expression, giving you more saturation, more lifelike color, because again, TVs have been dull as fuck for the longest time, right? And it gets irritating for me because I'm like, damn, like people really are so tribalized that they're going to sit there and like just lie over what they're seeing on a TV. Yeah, sure, it might be amazing, and yeah, LG can do a good job, then say they did a good job. But don't sit there and lie and say that the quantum dots just can't compete and they're oversaturated and cartoony just because your favorite brand doesn't have a quantum dot OLED TV. I mean, I'm just saying, everybody was talking that dumb shit about Sony being the best and, oh, we don't care if it's WOLED and the A90J is king, even though the Samsung TVs were rocking it with QD color. And then the moment Sony had QD color, what did we see? Everybody do like a 180 on that shit and they go, oh, Sony's the king. They've got quantum dot color and it's amazing and nobody's beating Sony's color. And then they start with the hype train, right? With the A95K and then the A95L after that, right? And then it's just like, seriously, it gets to such a point where you just get so annoyed by it if you do this as much as I do, where you're just like, man, they need to stop bullshitting, dude. Like, it's not that hard. And that's where I come in. That's why I make videos like this and I tell you, like, listen, the way you're gaming is actually not what it would have looked like on, like, the TV you purchased if it's a QD OLED. They don't come ready to go. For whatever reason, TV manufacturers never make their TVs ready to go. You always have to tinker with it, adjust it, calibrate it, put so much more effort into it than what they did, and that's just how it always has been. Now, maybe one day that'll change, but I don't see an incentive for it to change when everybody is just lying about what they see out of the box like it's so fucking amazing. And then they're doing reviews on it, and then they're doing comparisons on it, and it gets to a point for me where I'm just like, it's irritating. It's like, they need to put more effort in than this, because as you're clearly seeing, there's a big damn difference. These are like day and night differences. And if you don't believe me, here, let's pick a random spot like right here, okay? And the most unstaged real world example you could ever hope for, okay? Here we are in a car, okay? We're gonna open up Game Hub and then we're gonna go to original. Look at how ugly it just got, right? And now I'm in another fucking cop chase. But you can see what I mean. All right, so let's try to game an original. And let's just say, like, this is the experience. This is as good as the TV's ever going to be. It'll never grow any higher than this. This is it. This is trash. Like, the colors are so fucking pale right now. I feel like I'm gaming on a real piece of shit TV. Like, I'm not even going to lie. It's the same TV, but the feeling is now like I'm gaming on a TV that's just like a total clunker. A total trash bucket ass TV that nobody would ever want to buy, versus this where it's like, oh, thank God, now I can see some serious contrast, I see some great color. It's making a lot more sense, right? And that's just like common sense for a lot of people, but you'd be surprised. Some people really just double, triple down, quadruple down on lying about what these TVs look like. And the point of this is simply to tell you this: join, get the settings that you deserve. Don't sit there trying to figure it out, suffering through endless hours of bullshit. And yes, it helps the channel grow, but honestly, I'm very transparent about that anyway, and $4.99 is hardly a conflict of interest. And again, I don't just tell you to buy new TVs for the sake of buying them. All the TVs I make settings for or even recommend, they are all champion TVs that anybody would be happy with. So definitely take a look at what I've got. Ask me if you have a certain TV. I'll see if I have settings for it. I've got a lot of settings coming out. I've got settings for the S95D coming out, settings for the S90D coming out, S95B coming out, U8G coming out. I mean, it's just like a whole gamut of settings. So again, it's a great time to be a part of the membership. Everybody can benefit from these kind of epic settings and kind of break away from the bullshit that you get out of the box. And if you haven't done that yet, and you've really just been swearing by your TV this entire time, just seeing like the native picture quality, buckle up, because you're about to be amazed by what I can do for your TV. And that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.